Okay, these are laminate detail video for customer Tomberlane. We are looking at countertops for the home, but the reason I'm doing a video is because there's a little bit more to it with the way that the original kitchen layout was done probably 20 years ago. So basically, they cut out a wall, added a notch, make the kitchen a little bit bigger than what it was, and they put a Newel post here up against the ceiling. Well, as you can see, that is a seam in the ceiling right there. So they're going to need some type of support. Normally, if you're going to be doing something like this, or if Lowe's does this, we'll actually put up a double 2x6 underneath that, and then do some cripple studs on the right and left hand side to support everything to the right and left, so that we can take that Newel post out and nothing sags. So that's probably what we're looking at doing if we decided to do this upper bar. Now the other thing is right now the upper bar is lower. See that? It's lower than the countertop. The countertop behind it is about an inch taller than it is. The way they fixed that was they actually laminated the back of that rail right there, which is going to cost more to have done. So what we talked about doing was actually taking that Newel post out, taking some 2x4s and going underneath this area here, and actually adding about 3 inches of height, leveling the 2x4s as we go to where we have a good level flat area. And all of this is done in barnwood. The entire room is done in barnwood trim. So it'll be really easy to take barnwood and go back under here and make like a 1x4 as a trim and hide that extra 3 inches of height that we did. It'll also make your bar stools fit right. Because if you look, your bar stool only got 3 inches, 5 inches of space there after you sit down, and it is not at the right height to sit at. It's only about 35 inches up from the ground right now. So the reason I'm talking about the upper bar is we're going to change also the way that the bar is shaped. Right now, it has a square edge profile with an eased radius on the corner. That's because from the corner of this wall to that, there's bedrooms back there. They have to be able to get that furniture and stuff in and out. So what we talked about doing is, that's the back of the stove. That's the back. So from the other side, the stove does not have a fire shield above it. Again, just an older setup for the kitchen, but does not have a fire shield, so it is not in compliance with a local fire code as well. So if we're talking about taking and adding in wall to the end of this, to where it covers the back of that stove. So up here on the ceiling, if you look from the end of this wall over to that seam, that is 31.5 inches. So we measured from here at that side over, and I give him a note right here. This is the framed finished end. That means with the finished molding, that's where that 31.5 inches comes to. So we're looking at that being built in. This would actually be wall then. That's why your countertop then would start here at 31.5 inches to come out. Now, when it comes out to this point, look at there. That's right where the radius starts. So you're not going to lose anything going in. Plus, we're adding the radius on the corner of this, so there still would be a soft edge. There wouldn't be anything sharp there. Now, that'll make the bar then match. On this end, we'll have radiuses, 2 sides. And because it's taller than the backsplash of this countertop will actually trim right to it without any problems. Again, none of this that I'm talking about is part of Lowe's demo or part of Lowe's installation, but it is something he wanted me to go over so that we can have some good notes on what needs to happen before we come with the countertops. And plus, I'm going to give him a copy of the drawing on his video, or a picture on his phone, so that they'll have an idea of what we're ordering. Pretty much that's it. The only other thing is underneath this cabinet, if you look, there's actually a piece of wood that's been nailed on to the end of the cabinet. The countertop's not even sitting on the cabinet. There's a gap all the way down. So that piece of wood needs to be taken off. That countertop needs to be set back down, the old one, because it'll be the same height as the new one, real close, and used to level up the upper bar whenever we go to put the new one in, the new studs and stuff in. That'll be a gauge to make sure that you're above that backsplash height. Okay, then on this side of the room, pretty straight, no problem here. 97-inch total length. This is a cast iron sink, 33 by 22 cast iron. It is not a standard cutout for cast iron. Cast iron is 32 by 21. with 1-inch radius corners. It has to glue down, so you have to make sure that you give me enough room for that to glue down. Do not order that as a standard cutout. He is reusing his sink here. We are not going to do the laminate under the window behind. We talked to him about the faux tin tiles. I give him a video for that one where you can actually see the faux tin tiles installed. And we are needing a left-hand side splash. This is actually not, it's just been cut to fit, and most of your countertops will come cut square. This is out of square to that left-hand wall, so we need a left-hand splash for that. Overall, the countertops now are not touching the wall on the sides. Right here in the corner, there's a good 1/2 inch. But here in the middle at the window, it's touching. And over here on this side, there's a good 1/4 to 3/8 inch. So we will be scribing that to make that fit the wall better. That way, if they go to put some kind of tile up or faux tin or something, it'll have a nice finished appearance to it. Any trim, like the wooden trim here on the ends that needs to be replaced, the customer will be responsible for putting any of that back after we're done. But pretty much, if we order it the way it's drawn on my picture, it should fit right back in the same notch that that one came out of. If you have any questions for me on this project, if you, especially on the frame in of this above, the, to hold that up, cantilever that piece, give me a call at 423-650-1051. Thanks very much and have a good day.